AntMan is the newest Marvel Cinematic Universe film and stars Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, who's a man who just got out of prison for breaking into places and stealing some shit, and Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, the very first Ant-Man, seeks out Scott Lang to be his predecessor and help him stop something that's going down in his own company. Corey Stoll plays the villain of Yellow Jacket, and he's creating this device that is going to take over the world, and he needs Scott Lang to break into a place and steal some shit and become the Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a lesser known Marvel character. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel took this group of characters that no one really knows about and made them really popular and made a really great film. That's what I was hoping for Ant-Man. I've kind of been intrigued about Ant-Man for years, and I've always been curious to see how they would actually put him into a film. Here they take a lesser known character that's been around for a long time actually, and did a great job with this. One thing I really liked about Ant-Man is that it's not as big as Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers, all the Iron Man films, Captain America. It's a smaller film. The stakes are a lot smaller in here. There's not buildings being tossed around, a lot of government issues and everything, and I think they acknowledge that in the film, but the way that this movie is filmed and handled and its characters, it does feel like a smaller film, and that works perfectly for this character because at times he's as small as an ant, and the movie itself is small and it just fits hand in hand. When I first heard that Paul Rudd was going to be Ant-Man, I was like, okay, I really like Paul Rudd, he's funny, let's see how this goes. And it turns out that he is perfect for a Marvel film. He's such a great comic relief in this movie. It works perfectly for the superhero because we can't take the superhero seriously that it's an Ant-Man, the size of an ant. I mean, the name alone is not serious, and I think you have to have an actor who's funny. We can't have an Ant-Man movie that's like gritty like The Dark Knight or serious like Iron Man 3. You have to make it comedic, and I think Paul Rudd was perfect for this role because he's funny throughout. Is great comic relief when there are emotional scenes between Michael Douglas and his daughter Hope, and he's there to make you guys laugh, and he does a perfect job with that. And besides him being hilarious is Michael Pena. Michael Pena is just a great actor. In his dramatic roles, perfect. In his comedic roles, perfect. Every line that came out of his mouth was hilarious, and he worked well with Paul Rudd. The other actors in here, Evangeline Lilly, beautiful. I loved her in The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, and here she's a great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing the daughter of Hank Pym, who also played by Michael Douglas, who did great in his role. There's a lot of emotional scenes between that family and backstory, and the reasons why he is recruiting Scott Lang to be the new Ant-Man. The action sequences were surprisingly really well done. I was worried that he would be amongst the ants a lot and they would look like crappy CGI. Not once did I think, oh, this is CGI. I actually thought these were real ants. I actually thought these were real ants fighting along Paul Rudd. And what I liked about these ants is that there's like a developing relationship between Ant-Man and these ants. And it's weird that I actually felt something for the relationship between one ant and Ant-Man himself. So I did like that they developed this relationship between Ant-Man and the ants because he's becoming one with the ants, and it's fun to watch. Also, a lot of the action sequences between the shrinking and getting big again and going back and using those tactics against the enemies was really fun to watch, and had a great usage of materials throughout the film. Smaller objects and making them big and making it fun. You guys seen the trailer with the Thomas the Train Tank. That's just a small part of the film. That there's a lot more objects that they use that benefits Ant-Man, and when he's fighting alongside, and when he's fighting Yellow Jacket or something, he uses these objects and make them big, make them small, and it's fun to watch. And they make so much fun of when they're tiny and they're fighting, and they're banging up against something that's much bigger, and then they show a wider shot of them tiny fighting and then making them something that just tips over, like Thomas the Train Tank just tips over. So a lot of those scenes are hilarious. I laughed a lot. There's a lot of comedic moments in this film. Scott Lang was a great comic relief. I honestly think I laughed more in here than I did in Guardians of the Galaxy. Paul Rudd just created such a likable character in here. The action was well done. I really liked how he fit into the Avengers and how it's going to set him up for Civil War. And it's just a much light-hearted film that we needed from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's not taking itself too serious. It knows what it wants to be. It's fun. Still has great action and keeps that theme of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. So Ant-Man, surprisingly, was a really well done film. I loved everything about it. I honestly think I liked it more than Avengers Age of Ultron, which was surprising for me because Avengers Age of Ultron was my second most anticipated film of the year, and Ant-Man barely made it into the top 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Ant-Man an A. This is Just Watching Movies with this review of Ant-Man starring Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly, and Corey Stoll as the villain Yellow Jacket. Check out Ant-Man if you guys haven't seen it already. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts of Ant-Man. How do you think it fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Do you think he will play a big part in Civil War? There's so much that can be done with Ant-Man, and I am excited for it. So this is Just Watching Movies. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Just Watching Movies, and I'll see you guys later.